So if you're letting your emotional spikes control your decision making, you're going to make the wrong decisions. You're going to be emotional, right? Stock is going down.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So why do you decide to become an entrepreneur?
Great question. And again, I live right by Wall Street. Wall Street is like right
Oh
down the
my
street.
God, right to the corner. You can even work
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah, I live
You
right
have
there.
pay
School is right behind.
holidays. You go 9 to 5, not even 9 to 5 because you don't
Yeah.
that much, yeah. They do few trades and
Exactly. And yeah, I
so
still do that. I still do that. Like I consult for a lot of hedge funds managers, so they pay me a consulting fee. So I'm still in that world. But the reason I chose not to actively involve, because this was about 5 or 6 years ago. I was about to start my hedge fund, right? I filed all the paperwork with the SEC. I'm about to open my
wow.
fund. Yeah, but the biggest thing was I realized like, okay, right now I'm doing this from home, right? I'm doing this from home. I'm making a good living with my own trading and investing. I don't need to do anything else. And by the coaching, it's an extra bonus, right? Hey, we're coaching. We have another business. And so I'm making extra money doing that. So then I thought about it. Should I really open my hedge fund? And then now I'm in the corporate world. Now I got to do with SEC, compliance, legal work, accounting, taxes. So I'm basically buying myself a job, right? Fill out investor reports. I was like, I don't want to do that. And a lot of the hedge fund world is actually not about trading and investing. It's about raising more money, right? It's not about trading and investing. Most hedge fund managers are horrible at investing. Their only goal is to go to networking events, raise more money, raise more capital, and keep doing that. And for me, like I'm a very introvert type of person. I don't like to ask people for money or go out into these networking events. So that was one of the biggest reasons I never went into the corporate world. And also I'm trading since I was like 18 years old, right? From my dorm. I've never had a job. This is all I've done entire life.
Wow.
So for me, this was like, it's a passion project. And the way I think about my current business with the coaching and training is that I'm going to be trading anyway. Even if I was not running my business, I'm going to be trading anyway. So why don't I just show people exactly what I'm doing, which I'm going to be doing anyway? And if I can get paid more for that, then perfect. So I think that's kind of one of the couple reasons.
Where passion come from? Who you have a job, and who told you that was good idea to be investing in stock? Are you aware of the huge risk that does involve?
Yeah, that's what my parents told
And
me.
how much money can disappear in like that if you don't know what you're doing?
Exactly.
So how you find out about that? A friend told you, somebody in your family? What do you think that this goes? It was a good way to make money
Yeah,
at
my
a
parents
very early age.
told me completely opposite. My parents actually told me, "Oh, you're gonna lose all your money. You're gonna gamble, it's like gambling or whatever."
That's what
And
everybody will tell you.
yeah,
Everybody that sorry to interrupt you. Everybody that you say, look, I'm gonna start to learn about stocks, I'm gonna invest. This is what everybody's telling you.
Mm.
This is a casino. This is a gambling. Yeah, you're gonna lose all your money. And then always someone has a friend who lost a lot of money in the stock, and then they bring this example to you, right? And say, here, you see, look, this is my friend, 80,000, 100,000, all the saving for the lifetime gone. So don't do it. So
Yeah. I
this is
mean,
what everybody will tell you. Family, friends, everybody around you will tell you that. So how that challenge? Who makes you believe that you can actually make this work?
yeah. So I mean, I don't listen to anybody who hasn't actually done it themselves, right? Because one of the things, especially with like advice online, is that everybody has advice to give, right? You go online, everybody's going to tell you what to do. Oh, don't start a business. 70% of the businesses go bankrupt in the first 5 years, right? Oh, don't play any sport. Only 11 people make it to the team. So if you listen to people, you're not going to do anything.
You never do
Right?
anything, yeah.
Yeah, you never do anything. So I only look at people who've actually done it. So for me, my mentor, the guy who taught me how to trade, he was making good money doing that. So I was like, well, he's doing it really well. I've sat next to him, I've watched him do it every day, and he's been doing it for 5 years. And then I met a lot of people in that same world, right, that were also doing really well. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to focus on the positive. I'm going to focus on
Somebody's
what we're
making it,
achieving.
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm only going to focus on them. I don't want to focus on people who didn't make it or did it the wrong
Mm-hmm.
way. Because you're
Mm-hmm.
right. Most people end up gambling in the stock market. They have no idea. They have no strategy. They have no plan. They just like randomly read something online. Oh, I'm going to buy this stock. I'm going to buy this crypto meme coin. And sure, they end up losing their money because they end up gambling. Good traders, what
Mm-hmm.
we do is we like the casino, right? Like if you go to a casino today and you win $1 million, casino's not going to mind. It's going to give you the money because they know, in fact, they're going to give you free drinks. Keep playing, keep playing, keep playing. Because they know the longer you play, and the end of it, they have a point something percent edge and they're going to win in the long run. So, same thing with trading. It's not about me making money on that next trade or this one trade. It's about, okay, if I take 100 of them, I'm going to win maybe on 50, 60 of them. I'm going to lose 40, 50
Mm-hmm.
of them. But as long as I ensure my winners are bigger than my losers. So, if my winner, let's say each winner is example $2,000, right? And each loser example is $1,000. So if I just maintain that ratio, I only need to make money 34% of the time. So I
Mm-hmm.
could take 100 trades, lose on 60 of them, $1,000 each. I lost 60,000. On 40 of them, I make $2,000 each. I make 80,000. So now net I'm come out ahead at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
So I think using statistical approach is what most people don't do. Most people end up gambling. And a good
Yeah.
trader knows a plan. He has a system. He has a back tested the system, and he has numbers to prove it over the years.
Exactly. I think that the most important thing is that everybody, all our listening here, right? Number one, take it to the positive. But step number one that everybody should know, for you to become a good trader, is a skill base. So what that means, skill base, the more you practice, the better you become. Yeah. So it's like driving a car. When you start to drive a car at the beginning, you don't know how to drive. You need a good help. You know what is it? A coach, a mentor, like Anmol, your driver instructor. Because if you want to gain any skill, let's say driving or let's say swimming, right? If I give you a book, you're not gonna learn how to swim. If I give you a book, you're not gonna learn how to drive because it's
Yeah.
skill based. Now, good things about the skill base is that everybody can do it. Everybody can drive. Everybody can swim. Every single human being can become a very good trader because become a very good trader have nothing to do how smart you are, of your IQ or wherever you're coming from. You don't need to be smart or super smart to become a good trader. You need to have the skill. So the skill is there is no way that you can get better. The more you practice, the better you become. That's the end of it, right?
Yeah.
Same like driving. Some people they shouldn't do it, but some people even drive speaking on the phone. You will see this
Mhm.
is crazy, but they have practiced so much that actually they already have an amazing skill. And when you have the skills, then you minimize your risk. The other thing that I always say to people, Amor, is that when you're gaining the skill, try to do some of those platforms has like dummy accounts that you can practice, right? Until you and listen to me consistently make profits out of this. Don't put real money
Mhm.
because it's a reflex when dummy accounts you start to see money consistently there in this dummy account. It's a sign they send it to you that you already have the skill, that you already learn how to drive, that you already learn how to swim. So tell us, Samo, what are the biggest mistakes that you find in people out there that they when become to start to trade, and then when you make a mistake and then you lose all your money, that's it. You if you have the skill, because acquiring a skill takes time and takes practice. That's the other thing. I don't know, but a lot of people in the internet. Oh, I can you how to become a millionaire in one or in my
Yeah.
workshop. Is not true
Yeah.
because how the people gonna get the skill? These people only want your money. It
Yeah.
doesn't make sense. That's my opinion. So Amo, tell us a
Yeah.
little bit what the biggest mistake and why people lose money in large in the stock market without knowing what they're doing, and what are the biggest mistakes and why
Yeah.
people make those mistakes.
Great point. I think, the biggest thing, obviously, as you just said, is skill development. You got to have the skill. It's like another job. Like I learned to do this. I'm 15th year now doing this, right? And
Wow.
I lost money my whole first year. My whole first year, I lost money
Look at this.
because I had no idea what I was doing, right? I was just
Hmm.
reading online articles. Oh, this stock is going to do this, or oh, this person said on CNBC I should buy this, and you're just like listening to people. Or maybe you see a Google or email come through, join my program. I'm going to show you how to make $1 million in like 20 days, right? And then, but you don't know any better, so you do
You don't
all.
know exactly.
Yeah. You learn, you spend your money, you lose your money, and then you learn the hard way. So that's number one. If you're not going to make money on a demo account, you're not going to make money on a real account. Simple as that. So first practice on demo, get good at it first, prove yourself that you got this. And then when you got it, then put your real money. And even when you start putting your real money, put small amounts of money, right? Plan your risk accordingly. So the way I teach traders is that any trade they take, they already know exactly what they're going to lose if they're wrong. That has to be the first criteria, is you need to know what's your downside. When are you going to get out if you're wrong? You need to know that before you get into the trade, not after, right? And then also you need to know when you're going to get out if you're right. What's the target? Most people never get out. And so that's because of emotional, they don't have emotional control. Stock is going down. They should be getting out of it. They should take a small loss, move away, but they keep holding. Maybe it'll come back up. Let me buy more. Let me average my price down. Maybe it'll come back up. That's the biggest mistake in trading, right? Averaging on your losing positions. Then number two, the stock is going up. It's hit their target, but they don't get out. I think it's going to keep going higher. I'm going to hold on. Now greed kicks in. So those emotions of fear and greed cause you problems both times, because you, like me, know people. Like I can teach people how to trade in like a weekend, right? But can you do it? Are you going to do it? Are you going to follow the plan? Are you going to be emotionally disciplined? Right? Exactly. You got to be a little bit unemotional when it comes to trading. I don't love a stock. I don't care about the company. None of that has to do anything with me. I have to just follow my system and my plan and get out when I need to get out. So the way I teach people is, if you buy, let's say, a stock at $100 per share, okay? And now you say, okay, if it goes below $99 a share, I'm going to get out and take a loss, right? So now we're risking $1 per share. So now it's very easy. If you're like, I don't want to lose more than $100 in this trade, well, you take 100 shares. Right? So if you take 100 shares, it goes down to 99, you get out, you lose exactly $100, which you planned for anyway. So there's no fear, right? So I think that's kind of the things we teach people how to do. So now if you're like, I want to risk $1,000 on this trade, I'm okay losing $1,000. Okay, then you buy 1,000 shares, right? If it goes down $1 a share, you get out, you lose your $1,000. So we plan, we get into any trade, what are we willing to lose, right? And then we try to keep all the losses the same. So if we decide, okay, $1,000 is my risk limit, then all my losers will be $1,000, $1,000, $1,000. Even if I have 5 losing trades in a row, I lost $5,000, right? But then if I win on just like even, 5 of them, but now I'm winning $2,000 per trade, at the end of statistically, it's impossible not to make money. So it's all about statistics. It's not about how good of a trader you are. Nobody knows where a stock is going. Nobody has any idea. Nobody has any information. So you have to manage statistically just like a casino would. Casino's not going to mind if you put money on black and you win. They're going to say, keep playing, because the longer you play, you're going to win. And that's the same thing with trading. When I lose, I don't mind. I'm like, all right, next trade. Keep going, because I know at the end of 100 trade sample size, this is going to be my number. This is going to be my edge. That's what I'm going to come out ahead. So I think those are some of the things for traders to look for. But the biggest thing, honestly, is psychology. Because anybody can come to a seminar, I can teach them all the charts and the technical strategies, all of that. And when I question them or I quiz them on it, they know all the answers. Yeah, that's the great pattern. That's the good technical setup. They know all the information. But then why is it some people make money and some don't? It comes to ability to be emotionally stable, right? Because trading releases the same hormones of dopamine and serotonin that you get when you gamble, when you have sex, when you do anything, right? It creates the same hormones. Now, as traders, we're getting that in real time every single day. So if you're letting your emotional spikes control your decision making, you're going to make the wrong decisions. You're going to be emotional, right? Stock is going down. You're going to keep holding. It's going to come back. Let me buy more. And then what was supposed to be $1,000 loss now turns into 10,000 because you just keep buying more and you never get out. So learning how to follow your own trading plan, the discipline, is the key to success in this business, or any business actually, is the consistency.
Mindset.
Yeah.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.